Organic Dope, Rob Hallaman, Dan Littlefield, Bill Schumer, UFC 150.
What's going on?
We're going to break this bad boy down while I'm holding my belt.
Like, subscribe, favorite everyone. Like us. We like all your comments. We appreciate it from everyone.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Congratulations on winning the belt.
That's right. 60%, 61%, actually.
Yeah, it was a short reign for me. I didn't have very long.
I'm starting to pull away, so I'm going to give you the winners because I'm going to actually defend the belt this time and not just tie and hold it like last card.
I'm going to go ahead and call out the fact that I have not lost a main event pick yet.
Good job.
Speaking of the main event, we got Ben Henderson and Frankie Edgar for the rematch. What do you guys think?
I got Benson Henderson. I like Benson Henderson. I thought he was... I know a lot of people said it was a close fight last time. I didn't think it was as close as a lot of people thought. I thought Benson Henderson looked dominating. He moved, stuck. He threw tons of combinations. He just didn't finish him is all he didn't do.
If it was under Pride rules, it sure wouldn't have been a close fight. That's for sure.
And I also feel like this actually is going to kind of be a role reversal for Frankie Edgar. You know, he lost last time, or he lost the draw with Gray Maynard. Now in the rematch, he knocked Gray Maynard out, and I think Benson Henderson's going to finish him.
Really? Yeah. I think the fight was very close. I gave Frankie the first and the third round, and the last round was actually really close, but Henderson finished right at the end on top, threw some good shit. So I give the fight to Ben Henderson, but I wonder how much the fact that Frankie shows his damage so much more. Henderson's got like that BJ Penn skin, if that really hurts him.
Yeah, it can make a difference in the judge's eyes.
Because, man, Edgar hit Henderson with some really good punches, and it didn't even look like he got hit after that fight. He looked fine after every round. He looked like there was nothing going on. I also thought Henderson could have done more, but he obviously had more power. His kicks were way stronger.
He looks huge.
He's way bigger.
Yeah, he looks huge for a 155er.
You know, that jab, too, was just sticking. Frankie was fucking him up. So if he can use that jab more, keep the kicks going. Frankie was throwing him around, catching those kicks, and put him down pretty easy. He studies good. His movement's real good. His combos are off the chain, you know.
Ben Henderson, that's what I thought to me was the dominating part of the fight was the combinations. He landed so many 2 and 3 and 4 strike combinations. He was just...
Well, damage is going to play a part in the judge's eyes. It's going to. People see someone bleeding like a stuck pig and the other guy doesn't look like they've been in a fight. They're going to be like, oh, he's losing.
I agree to that only to a certain extent. I mean, if you drill a guy one time and you cut him open and he's just bleeding like a stuck pig, and then the other guy lands 75 punches on you and knocks you out, I mean...
It's an illusion, though. You got the judges seeing the guy taking... 6 strikes that don't matter that much, but his face is all bloody and it's bleeding more, so they don't realize that they're not hitting him when the other guy's hitting him strong as fuck, but it's not doing.
And Frankie looked like he was straight out of Rocky.
Yeah, he was getting whooped on, but he was doing some damage too. He was fighting good. He fought all the way up.
But his face was fucked up at the end of the fight.
He was fucked.
Damage aside, though, I still think that Frankie Edgar got a lot of good shots off, but Benson Henderson just got more. Every time Benson Henderson would land 4 or 5 punches, Frankie Edgar would land 2. And then he'd land 4 or 5 punches, and then he'd land 3.
I saw it different, man. And even the stats showed that Ben threw more punches, and I don't even think that's possible. Frankie he was throwing 6-punch combinations, 8-punch, and Henderson maybe would get 3-punch combos in. I didn't see many.
I saw more than that.
I thought Henderson won the fight.
Yeah, I think he won the fight, but I think it was close. Frankie still did good, even though he got whooped on, but I think it's still going to come down to he's just too small.
But in Pride rules, they would have definitely gave it to Henderson for sure. Closer in UFC.
Henderson conserves energy real good. He doesn't do a lot of crazy shit where Edgar just bounces around. You know, that's taking energy, but he keeps going. He's a tough kid. He needs to be at 145.
I agree. But on this fight, I am picking Benson Henderson as well, and I agree with Dan. I think that he's going to finish Frankie. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure it'll be a TKO, a KO, a submission, but I think he's going to finish him sometime in the fight. And
I'm going to say second round.
And the only thing I hope that doesn't happen, I don't really mind if Frankie wins, because I mean he's a good fighter and he was a good champion. So, but I hate to see him win and then it's like a close decision again, and then Ben Henderson wants a rematch, and then Nate Diaz gets pushed back again, even though he's the #1 contender. And I don't want to see these guys. I don't want to see the same three guys fighting, or two guys fighting 3 fights in a row every time, because there's close fights with every time Frankie Edgar fights.
Do you think a close decision gives him another rematch?
Well, Dana White said no, but you never know. I mean, it depends on what happens.
Right.
I mean,
if Ben Henderson loses a close fight, you've got to give him a rematch. I mean, he gave Frankie Edgar. They gave Frankie Edgar the rematch.
That's why I don't want it to happen more than anything.
He's got to get the rematch,
because I want to see either Frankie or Ben fight Nate next. I don't want to see Frankie and Ben fight a third time the beginning of next year.
I think if Frankie loses, he's going down to 145 anyway.
I hope so. Jose Aldo needs some competition.
But if he wins, do you think it's got to be a rematch?
Depends on how he wins. If he knocks Ben Henderson out or submits him, then no.
That's what I'm saying, a close fight. If it's going to be a close fight, then it's got to be a rematch.
Yeah, if it goes to like split decision and Frankie wins by split decision or something.
If any kind of decision, it's still 2 wins in a row. 2 decisions in a row.
I'm really excited about the next fight on the card.
Donald Cerrone, Melvin Guillard.
I really like Melvin Guillard, and then he had those 2 terrible fights, and he won his last fight. But I prefer Donald Cerrone. I like Donald Cerrone a lot. I think he's an exciting fighter to watch.
I actually like Donald Cerrone better too, but I just don't think he can stand up to the power of Melvin Guillard, however you pronounce his name.
Guillard.
I always mess up his name. I think he's got way too much power for Cerrone. I don't think it's going to be like Nate. Nate was doing volume, and he was taking a lot of punches, but he wasn't taking a lot of power punches. You know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, look at Donald Cerrone. He's 5-1 in the UFC. He's one of the only guys to really come over from the WC
he's totally
and actually
game.
be
he's
great.
Totally game.
And I think he's gonna. I think he's.
He puts up a good fight against anybody, but I think if there's a few people, there's only probably a few people at 155 that could knock Donald Cerrone out, and I think Melvin's one of them. Probably one of the other ones would be Gray Maynard or something.
Yeah, but when have you really seen that? When was the last time you seen Melvin Guillard knock someone out? Shane Roller in 2011. I mean, that's last year, but Shane Roller. I mean, I'm not really sure who that guy even is.
Well, other than his most recent,
lost to Joe Zahn, lost to Jim Miller, and then beat Fabricio Camoes, which Camoes was. I mean,
other than his most recent win, I mean, most of his fights are either TKOs or knockouts if he wins. So I mean, yeah. Granted, he played kind of like the Greg Jackson, play safe, win by points in his last fight, but he also escaped some submissions against a top jiu-jitsu guy.
He dropped Greg Jackson in January.
Oh yeah, he's with
Black Zillions.
Black Zillions with Rashad. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Cerrone's under Jackson though.
Oh well.
So I think that could play into it too.
Melvin did fight a very conservative fight on his last fight, though he did escape some.
He
good
had to.
submissions.
He was a Damian Maia level black belt. Camoa is his 3rd degree. Under a Gracie, I think.
And he escaped some good submissions.
Huh?
He escaped some good submissions in that fight.
He
escaped
did.
At least 2.
I think Cerrone's got the good kickboxing, though. Kickboxing usually does better in boxing if they're matched up against each other. And Cerrone also has 13 submissions out of, 18 wins. And I think that the good striking, along with, he's a little tall. I think he's like 3 inches taller. Even though he might give up some reach, he's probably got a little reach advantage. I don't know if you got that, stat guy.
Who was it? Who was you looking at?
Cerrone and Guillard.
Yeah, I still think Gillard's going to be able to either get the TKO or the
Gillard's
KO.
got a 71-inch reach, and
Cerrone's probably 73.
Cerrone is 73. Yes, it's about to die over here.
I think it's about power. I think, granted they're both good stand-up fighters. I just think Melvin's got a lot more power. So I think Melvin wins.
I think with Cerrone being under Jackson, they might help him too, since he so recently was with Jackson.
Right now I have the lowest percentage overall, though. So you should probably go with.
And I got the belt.
If you're betting, you probably should go with Bill's pick.
Yeah.
But
It's going to be.
where did you get that belt? Did you borrow from Ben Henderson?
No, I won this one.
You won that one?
This one's real.
Well,
we got
shiny.
Jake Shields and Ed Herman.
Should be a jiu-jitsu fight if it's a good fight.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be the most exciting.
If they get on the ground, it might be.
Could be a very exciting fight.
Could be. I think they're very similar style-wise.
They are.
Wrestling, jiu-jitsu guys. I think both of them are black belts in jiu-jitsu.
I just hope it doesn't turn into 2 jiu-jitsu guys wanting to show how their stand-up's better than the other guys.
I can't see Jake Shields wanting to show his stand-up off. I wouldn't.
Not unless it's really improved.
Yeah, I want to see them both on the ground. I want to see them both attempting submissions and escapes and
I want to see
sweeps.
Jake Shields on the ground. I mean, he's talked about how good he is, and
That's why I
we
want
haven't
to
had a
see.
chance to see it since he's come over here yet.
Picking Jake Shields, though.
I am too.
And you say he's moving up to 185 on this
Yes,
fight?
this is 185.
So he's going back to his
debut.
home.
Back to his home weight.
I'm
back to
taking
where he
Jake
was at.
Shields too, and I think it does hit the ground. Herman, I don't think I've ever seen Herman not go to the ground.
It always goes to the ground.
I think Jake Shields wins by decision, though. I don't think he submits him.
Probably not.
I'm going to go with
Ed
submission.
Herman. He beat Clifford Starks by a rear naked choke, Kyle Noak by a heel hook, Tim Crater by TKO. He lost Aaron Simpson TKO, but he's got several. He got a submission against Damon. He lost a submission, okay. But submission against Scott Smith, submission against Chris Pierce, win, submission against Brower. So I mean, he's got a lot of submissions.
Yeah, he's getting submitted. Jake Shields wins by submission.
I think Ed Herman's
Take it
good
from the
enough
champ.
to survive to the end of the third round. He's going to lose.
I'm gonna say if it goes to the ground, Jake Shields by submission, for sure.
Well, there you go. How about if it doesn't go to the ground?
I think Jake Shields
I don't think there's a
still-
way it doesn't go to the ground.
I think Jake Shields will
I mean,
do
I
his
don't-
best to get it to the ground, or he'll end up losing.
And like you said, Ed Herman always goes to the ground, so it's just inevitable, this fight. They might start out on the ground. They might just
Start
Crab-
out
crab
like
crawl towards each
amateur
other.
wrestling.
Right.
Yeah, you're in the down position.
Yushin Okami, Buddy Roberts.
Yushin Okami.
Bill, who you got?
I got Okami.
I'm going to go with Buddy Roberts.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Why?
I just feel Buddy Roberts is going to win, honestly. I just,
Another
Yushin
Greg
Okami?
Jackson guy.
huh?
He's another Greg Jackson
Yeah,
guy.
he comes from Greg Jackson, who's obviously been a great camp for a long time, and Okami's coming off,
That's
2
debatable.
lose.
He can't
to
lose
Silva
again.
and
That's
Boach.
why he has to win. He's
He
got
has
to
to
win.
win. He's fighting for his job.
But how old
he
is
loses to Buddy Roberts. He's not fighting in the UFC next fight.
Yeah, but
Not
Yushin-
possible.
That's why he's
Yushin
gonna win.
Okami's getting old, though. And
But he's still Yushin
so
Okami.
Justin Lawrence and Max Holloway.
Justin Lawrence, he was in the semifinals on Tough, the most recent
He's
season.
from Pacific, Missouri,
Yeah.
hometown, just
Fellow
40
Missourian.
minutes from here.
Trains him with Blackhouse, right?
Yep.
Started at like
Little
6 years
guy.
old.
Little fire hydrant.
Dude, he is awesome.
I thought
His
he was going to
first-
make the finals.
His first win on the... I saw his very first fight on the Ultimate Fighter
Yeah, it was
show.
the only show I watched. Was the first
And,
one.
yeah, he came out and he was doing like these crazy kicks and just like
Yeah, he
whooped this
looked
dude's
sharp.
ass. And I was like,
Looked real
damn, that
sharp.
dude is
Yeah, he
awesome.
did look good. And he looked good on the finale.
And they're like, oh, he's from Pacific, Missouri. And then they're talking about like Anderson Silva and all these dudes. And I'm like, really? I've never even heard this
Right.
dude. And then he knocked somebody's ass out. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, he's explosive.
But he lost in the semifinals, and then he and in the finale though he won his fight. It was a decision, but he won his fight in the finale too. And he
Yeah,
looked good doing
he
it.
looked good. In the
Max
finale.
Holloway, the only loss he had was to Dustin Poirier, who's not a slouch by any means.
He's 5-1.
Yeah, he's 1-1 in the UFC.
I'm taking Justin Lawrence
I'm taking Lawrence as well.
by finish.
Yeah, I'm going to pick finish as well.
It's on the main card. We
Probably
only have one difference.
TKO or
We
KO.
also got
Yeah.
Dennis Bermudez and Tom Hayden on the prelims.
Dennis Bermudez was a finalist in a couple seasons ago on The Ultimate Fighter, I believe.
You got me. I
I
don't
don't
watch
know.
the shows.
Yeah, he lost in the finals, I believe.
I'm
He's a
going with
wrestler.
him. I'm going with him. He's a wrestler.
I'm
I like
picking-
wrestlers. I'm gonna go with him.
He looked really good. He wears the vampire teeth,
Okay.
kind of like
that.
Andrei Arlovsky used to. Yeah,
I
he
remember
looks
that. I
good.
remember
He's looked
that.
good in his fights that he's had since the show too. So, I mean, he hasn't won both of them.
He's
but
1-1, but
He looked good in both of them. I thought.
there's a lot of guys that don't even get one win in the UFC. So
I'm picking him. I'm picking him over Tom Hayden.
so am I.
Tom Hayden, who is no wins in the UFC yet.
0-1.
Well, here's your chance to gain one because the champ's going to take Tom Hayden
Uh-oh.
and by finish. I think he submits him. So that's my call, Tom Hayden. We got Jared Hammond and Michael Kuiper. Possibly.
Coupe maybe. Who knows?
Cooper, something.
We were
Michael
debating this
Cooper.
earlier.
I'm going to take Kuiper.
I'm
So
taking
am I.
Kuiper too.
So-
Ken Stone and Eric Perez. Ken
I'm
Stone's
going
out of
Ken.
ATT. Perez is under Greg Jackson.
I'm taking Perez.
I'm going with Ken Stone.
I'm going with Ken Stone, too. I think he might be related to Keith Stone.
I
And
have no
he's
idea.
smooth.
Keith Stone.
Nick Lentz. What is it?
Easy.
Iji Mitsuaka?
That's
Some
good.
shit like
That's
that?
good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks, buddy.
Agree.
I'm going to take
He's
Nick
37.
Lentz. Yeah, he's old.
I'm taking Nick Lentz primarily because Ishii just lost to Takanori Gomi, and Takanori Gomi is well beyond his prime. Otherwise, I wouldn't pick Nick Lentz, but I am picking Nick Lentz just because of that.
Did you take Nick Lentz too?
Yes, I did.
Dustin Peg, Chico Camus.
I took Chico.
Man, this one was really tough for me because I couldn't find hardly anything about Chico. It's his first fight in the UFC. All I could find was his record. I couldn't find anything about this dude. And Dustin Peg's record is just not so hot.
No,
So
11-6
I'm
is
going
a
to go out on a limb and try and take a shot at In the Dark and pick Chico just because he has a better record and he hasn't lost yet in the UFC.
I think I'm going to take Dustin Peg because Chico doesn't have any wins in the UFC.
The opposite reason I'm
He
taking
just has one. He is one.
Should be a good card. Looks like at least the main card. It's a bunch of good fights.
I'm happy about this fight. I'm excited about him.
UFC 150, Henderson versus Edgar, August 11th, pay-per-view.
Like, subscribe, favorite. Thanks for watching, guys.
Just like that man said, like, subscribe, favorite.
And
Keep
I will
watching.
have the belt next time.
Keep watching.
We'll see about that.
Keep watching. Keep commenting. We enjoy it.
We
Love
out.
to see him.
Peace.
Peace.